Hey guys, Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. It's time for my monthly stamping event. I hold these live via Zoom the second Wednesday of every month. And then the following day, I upload this video to share with you the fun technique or card layout or whatever I may have come up with for this month. So this month was a hit. Let me do a little switching here of my stuff. I want to go back down, get rid of my little sign, and I want to share with you, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in north central Minnesota. And like I said, I am Create with Brenda, so look for me there at createwithbrenda.com. Just going to move that over to the corner. Every month, I share a host code, monthly host code, which you will see right here on the screen. When you shop with me in a qualifying order, you will receive not only everybody that orders with me will always receive a handmade card each month, but if you do a qualifying order, you will receive my monthly host gift as well. So check all the details out at my monthly host code at createwithbrenda.com, and let's get started. I'm going to take that down so we have our full screen, and let's start. So tonight or today, I have decided that I was going to use the card idea, the Show Us Your Sheet Load card idea from Crafty Al. I love, love, love her monthly ideas, and it works so well with so many different papers. The paper that I chose to use today comes from the January to June mini catalog. And now that our annual catalog has launched, don't forget about all the beautiful things in here. I have a couple of different card ideas to show you from here. But out of the catalog, like I said, I chose to use the sports fan paper, which is way in the back here. And this paper is super fun. And when I flip through like this, it's like, oh gosh, I think that stamp set or that paper would work really well too. So let's see where we're at here with the sports fan paper. I thought it was in the back. And if you're like me, the best way to go through is to look at the index, which helps a lot. And there we have it. So fun. And the other thing that's really fun is we have all kinds of great embellishments to use too. So let me just grab those so that you can see what we have, like I said, for embellishments. I've got the fan baker's twine, and I've got, as you can see, a couple of well-loved packages of the Resin Star embellishments. I have the, gosh, you guys, I had everything sitting right here. And then I have the stamp set, Your Biggest Fan. Love the sentiments in here. And then it comes with the die set, which I always love when Stampin' Up! Does this, and I'll show you here what I've done because I'm not going to do it on camera. But you get a sheet of designer series paper that looks like this, and the dies actually fit the designer series paper. So when you want to just cut those out, you end up with all of these lovely pieces like this. And I've cut those out ahead of time. Like I said, I I really do try to respect your time when I do videos, but sometimes you just have to show it all, right? So I've got those die cut, and the cutting template that we're going to use, I'm going to set it down here so you can see it. So we're going to take 3 pieces of designer series paper that measures 6 inches by 6 inches, okay? And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to cut one here for you. So if your pattern, if you have a design, like this one I feel like has a design because it's showing the playing field, right? You've got the pitcher's mound, you've got the bases and whatever. So the paper should go up and down like this, not like this, all right? But I am going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch. Now, save these papers. Like I said, you'll have 3 of them, but save those because you can use them on the inside of your card or on your envelope. There's really very little waste with this pattern. So then is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and line up my left edge, and now with my pattern going the correct way, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to cut this in half. So being it was 2 inches, I'm going to line it up the left edge at the 1 inch mark, and I'm going to cut it again. So now I have 2, well, if you have your 3 pieces layered, you will have 6 1 inch by 5.5 inch strips. And mind you, the stuff that we're cutting out here is enough to make 6 cards. That's why it's called the sheet load, which is awesome if you're trying to set up. I better stop talking and tell you what I'm doing. So is what I did is at this cut, I put it at 2 inches, and then I cut. So I ended up with a 2 by 4 inch piece. And now I'm going to cut that, line it up at 2 inches. And now if I had my 3 pieces of 6 by 6 layered, I would have 6 2 by 2 squares. And then this last piece, we're going to turn our design sideways again, and I'm going to put it at the 3 3/8 inch mark, and we're just going to cut this little bit off. And this is really about the only waste you'll have out of your 6 by 6 paper. So then again, I'm going to line it up at the 2 inch mark with my pattern going in the correct direction, and I'm going to cut. So again, if I had my 3 pieces layered, I would have 6 rectangles, okay? So you guys, using this pattern, it's really pretty crazy. With 3 12 by 12 sheets, you would have enough pieces cut to make 24 cards. Is that crazy or what? So now is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a scrap piece of printer paper, and I'm going to, for demonstration purposes, just cut this at 6 by, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, that's right. I have lots more printer paper, and that makes a good little scrap for notes. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, whatever you've chosen to match your designer series paper. I'm going to line that up at the 3 3/8 inch mark, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to line it up again at the 3 3/8 and cut again. And then we can put these together, and we are going to cut that at 5.5, just right in half. And that's going to give us 4 pieces. Now, because this makes 6 cards, you're going to need to take one more sheet and just do the 1 strip to make the 2, because you need 6 total. So take one more piece and do that same thing, but you only have to do the 1 strip of it to get 2 more pieces. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, and then you can take your other 3 pieces of cardstock for card bases. And these are just basic traditional card bases. They measure 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right. So that should be all of the cutting we need to do for our pieces or for our card. All right, so I'm going to bring in my card bases and just, we'll get all 6 of those prepped. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and I'll do those better with the bone folder here in just a bit. Okay, next step, let's bring in, and these are my 3 3/8 by 5.5 pieces. I chose to use Night of Navy. And the cardstock that I chose was and I did, I wanted all of mine to be the same. So I have 6 of these. I didn't alternate them, but I'll show you what I mean on my sample cards at the end. So stay tuned for that. All right, so here's my pieces. And like I said, I have enough. Ooh, you guys, a brand new bottle of glue. That's always fun. I have enough pieces cut to do 6 cards, okay? So is what you're going to do is your designer series paper lines up top and bottom, just like that. And you want about 1/4 of an inch of matting here. Then I'm going to take my rectangle piece. I'm going to add my adhesive. Again, I'm going to line that up at the top. And I just want to get these borders even with this piece right at the top. So as what I was saying about the mini catalog is those products are going to be good until the end of June. And of course, we always have to put that clause in there about while supplies last. But if you still have items on your wish list from the January through June catalog, now is the time to probably get that order made. So this is how each of the pieces are going to look, okay? I'm just going to do a couple more. So you match your strip at the top and the bottom, leaving about 1/4 of an inch border. Take your rectangle piece and line that up at the top. Again, trying to do equal borders. And that's why I like to use liquid glue for this. It just gives me the opportunity to shift it around a little bit should I have to. I'm going to put this on. So there's our second one. Let's do one more. Just going to add the strip. Whoa. Top and bottom, even border. Getting a little wild with my new glue bottle here. All right, top and bottom, or top with the rectangle. Try to do your even borders. You guys, I know it's really early in the season, but isn't it crazy that the twins are in first place? It's like, what? It's been so painful to watch them the last few seasons. All right. All right, so you get the idea. You're going to carry on there with your last 3. And then let's bring in our card base. And I'm going to add adhesive to the back here. And I'm just going to put that down on our card base, just like that. Aren't they cute? Wait till you see them all finished though. They're really fun cards. So let's bring in one more. We can add this to the front. And like I said, we're just doing half. You've cut out enough stuff to do 6 cards, which is awesome if you have a bunch of thank yous or a bunch of birthdays or whatever the case may be. I know I have a couple little boy birthdays coming up, so that'll be awesome to have that. I shouldn't say little boy, they're getting to be big boys. All right, so these are the pieces then that I die cut from the designer series paper that I showed you earlier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to add some dimensionals on the back. Take off the backings. It's always a good thing. They stick better if you take off the backings. Ha ha. And then I'm going to put this right in the middle. And to add or to bring in the red, I'm just going to add this on right on the top here. So I'm going to put a dimensional at the bottom, and I'll put a little bit of Stamp and Seal at the top, and then I can just add that right over the top. Oh, see? There, now I forgot to take the sticky off my dimensional. That's what happens, just the thought of that. I'm going to take my adorable little resin stars here and add just a little bit of bling to my card. I'll bring in the yellow. I'll bring in the red. And let's add the blue too. So we get just that cute layout. Isn't it fun? And you can see really truly how quick it goes. Like I said, out of respect of your time for videos, I didn't want to do all 6 of them, but stay tuned because I do have some cards that I did using the flowering fields, and also a couple of the new designer series papers from the annual catalog. So hold on just a sec for that. I'm going to add, remember the strip I told you to save? I'm going to add that right to the inside border of my card here. Just trim off that little excess. Oops. All right. And then I can add some Stamp and Seal to the top and the bottom. Put that inside my card, and there we have it. I just love this layout. I think it's so fun. And then you get a different look too with each of them. Like now on this one, I can take the red and add my dimensionals again to the back. Take off the backings. Okay, put that right here on my card. Just helps me bring in my red. And then maybe for this one we'll bring in that blue. Or Let's see, what color should we use? Yeah, I kind of like the yellow here. So is what I'm going to do is put a dimensional on the right side and a little bit of seal on the left side, and then we can just put that right in there again. Whoops. You guys, that's a good thing to show. You do know that these come apart, and you have like a spatula tip and a pointy tip. And then this end, your putty tip, actually comes out as well. And you can add in the dye brush. So that just screws in like that. Cool, right? This is an additional purchase, and you do get the foam piece that goes with it. This, all of this, and an extra putty tip, along with a scoring tip, comes with your take your pick tool. This is a great buy in the catalog. Check that out. And yeah, so there's the mystery card for May. I'm going to bring in a little bit of green, a little bit of red, and let's add a little bit more of that yellow color too. We'll go right down here. It's game day, right? Fun. I hope you'll give these a try. Let me show you what I've got. Oh, the other thing I thought about too with this twine, it would be fun to make like a tassel or a pennant to hang off from there too. So I guess watch my Pinterest page. I'll put one together and post the picture there. Here's my other samples. So the one we just did, and remember, this is mystery stamping. It happens the second Wednesday of every month at Create with Brenda. So my next event will be June 8th at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And you can get all of the details if you want to craft along with us by subscribing to my newsletter. I put the supplies and the cutting directions out about a week ahead of time. And then I do a reminder the day of. So check that out. But here's my other samples. So from the January to June mini, I used the Flowering Fields paper. And of course I had to use the new Stylish Shapes dies. I am so in love with those. I added some of the iridescent pearls from the new catalog. Those are gorgeous. And then I added some of the opal rounds to this one. And then, of course, the brushed brass butterflies. So there's that from the Flowering Fields. So we have Hey Sportsman, Flowering Fields. I did some too out of Artfully Composed, but I've already used all of those cards. But now let me show you the new Designer Series paper. It's gorgeous. And the first one that I'm going to show you uses the Butterfly Kisses Designer Series paper. How cute is this? This is a 6x6 pack, 48 sheets. And as you can see, there are 12 designs, double-sided. So really you get 24 different designs in this pack. Really, really pretty, really bright and springy. And then the other paper I used was another 6x6 pack called the Tea Boutique. And as you can see, that has the same thing, 48 sheets. Just really a lot of fun, and it incorporates a lot of the 5 new in colors, which are simply gorgeous. So here are my designs from that. I have the Teacup Boutique, that looks like this. And one thing I should show you on here, you guys, is, just going to move these up. You can see that I used 3 different designs. So on each of these cards, you have one piece of each design from the patterned paper. The It's Your Special Day comes from the Songbird stamp set. And this adorable banner is again from the Stylish Shapes dies. And don't miss those. They're under the die section in the annual catalog. They aren't bundled with any particular set. So be sure to look in the back of the book for that. So there's my teacup, or my tea boutique. And now here are the cards that I used, or that I made, doing that same thing from the Butterfly Kisses. You can see I decided I needed to use my Brilliant Butterfly dies. And I started out with this little Fresh Freesia butterfly on that one. And then decided to ramp it up. I brought out the Calypso Coral and the big butterflies and added that to the cards. And I really like the big butterfly better. This sentiment is from the Charming Sentiments. It's the $1 million set that was introduced or brought into the catalog by Lisa Curcio. So congratulations, Lisa, on your $1 million stamp set. I love it. I love it. It has tons of sentiments with a matching die for each one. So you're able to die cut them perfectly. It's really fun. And then when you open, I used the Happy Birthday. This is from the Go-To Greetings. If you haven't noticed that set in the catalog, you'll want to. Lots of sentiment in there and 3 different sizes of sentiment, which is awesome. But this little Happy Birthday came from the Go-To Greetings. So that's what I have for you this month. And like I said, every month, second Wednesday of each month at Create with Brenda, I do a mystery stamp virtual event via Zoom. So check it out at createwithbrenda.com. And until June 8th, bye for now.